The marketplace on Viridian Station had been alive with the usual chaos of 1,000 species bartering, arguing, and coexisting in the fragile peace that defined the Galactic Coalition. Marcus Chen had been there for a simple cargo exchange, nothing more. A routine stop on a routine route for a routine human trader trying to make his way in a galaxy that still saw his species as the new kids on the block. Then the screaming started. Marcus had looked up from his datapad, just in time to see the Kryn raiding party burst through the eastern entrance, their plasma rifles already glowing with lethal intent. The Coalition had been at war with the Kryn Dominion for 3 cycles, but raids on neutral stations were supposed to be impossible. The peace treaty, the sanctions, the diplomatic channels, all meaningless when plasma bolts started flying. The crowd scattered like water hitting hot oil. Marcus stood frozen for half a heartbeat, his human brain still processing what his eyes were seeing. Then instinct kicked in, the same instinct that had driven his species to climb from caves to starships. The instinct that made humans simultaneously the most foolish and most admirable creatures in known space. A small Quilian child, no more than 4 cycles old by Marcus's estimation, stood paralyzed in the middle of the plaza. Her crystalline skin reflected the chaos around her in fractured rainbow patterns, her large eyes wide with terror. Behind her, a Kryn soldier raised his weapon, the plasma coil charging with a distinctive whine. Marcus didn't think. He ran. His legs pumped across the distance, his lungs burning with the effort. Time seemed to slow as it always did in human adrenaline response, that peculiar evolutionary gift that other species studied with fascination and concern. The plasma rifle fired just as Marcus reached the child, and he did the only thing his hindbrain screamed at him to do. He covered her with his body. The heat hit him like a wall. Pain exploded across his back, so intense that his nervous system simply shut down to protect itself. He felt the child's small form beneath him, safe and whole, and then he felt nothing at all. Marcus woke to darkness. Not the darkness of unconsciousness or death, but something else entirely. A darkness that felt aware. He tried to move and found himself encased in something solid yet flexible, cool yet somehow alive against his skin. Where, he began, and immediately felt something respond to his voice. Not words, but sensations, recognition, purpose, protection. Light bloomed around him, and Marcus realized he could see, but not with his eyes. He perceived the medical bay of the Coalition station in a 360-degree sphere, processed through sensors he shouldn't have. He saw the Quilian family huddled near what appeared to be his body, except his body was now encased in sleek, black armor that seemed to shift and ripple like liquid metal in the light. "The human wakes," a voice said. Elder Teshnai, the Quilian matriarch, approached with careful steps. Her species communicated as much through color changes in their crystalline skin as through words. And right now, she was displaying patterns Marcus somehow understood as awe, mixed with gratitude. "We feared we had lost you, Marcus Chen of Earth. What happened to me?" Marcus tried to sit up, and the armor responded instantly, fluidly, as if it were a natural extension of his body rather than something foreign. "You died," Teshnai said simply. "The plasma blast should have vaporized you. Instead, it triggered the most remarkable response we have ever witnessed." A Quilian technician stepped forward, his colors shifting to academic curiosity. "Your species, human, is still largely unknown to us. We knew you were resilient, that you could survive in environments that would kill most species. We knew your bodies produced remarkable healing compounds, that your pain tolerance was unnaturally high. But this, Marcus looked down at his armored hands, flexing fingers that gleamed with an otherworldly sheen. "The armor," the technician explained, "is Wraith technology, ancient, sentient. For millennia it has sat in our museum inert. Every species has attempted to bond with it, Quilians, Vextar, even the proud Kirath. It rejected them all, violently in some cases." Teshnai's colors shifted to something like reverence. "When you were dying, when the medical team brought you here in desperation, my daughter, the child you saved, she begged us to try the armor. She said you had given everything to protect her, that surely the Wraith would see what she saw. And Marcus could feel the armor now, truly feel it. Not as a prison, but as a partner. It responded to his thoughts before he even fully formed them. Anticipated his needs, reinforced his body's natural abilities. It claimed you, the technician said, wonder clear in his voice. The Wraith armor bonds with those who display ultimate selflessness, those who will sacrifice themselves for others without hesitation. In all our recorded history, only 3 beings have ever been chosen. You are the first human. Marcus stood slowly, marveling at the sensation. The armor didn't just protect him, it amplified everything that made him human. His determination, his protective instincts, his stubborn refusal to let innocents suffer if he could prevent it. The war with the Kryn, Teshnai said softly. It goes poorly for us. They are stronger, more numerous. The coalition forces are valiant, but we are losing. She paused, her colors shifting to hope. But perhaps now, with a Wraith Knight among us. Marcus looked at the Quelian child peeking from behind her mother's legs. The little one's crystalline face showed the rainbow pattern that meant happiness in her species. She was alive because he had acted without thinking, because his human instincts had overridden common sense and self-preservation. The armor pulsed around him, eager, ready. It had waited millennia for someone like him, and now that it had found its partner, it would not be denied. Tell me where the Kryn are hitting hardest, Marcus said, his voice resonating with harmonics that hadn't been there before. The armor was changing him, enhancing him, making him into something more than human while keeping everything that made him human intact. As alarms suddenly blared, another Kryn attack. Closer this time, Marcus Chen walked toward the hangar bay. Behind him, hope sparked in the hearts of a dozen species. Ahead of him, enemies who thought humanity too soft, too new, too naive to matter in the great game of galactic warfare. They were about to learn what the rest of the galaxy was slowly discovering. Humans might be young, might be reckless, might throw themselves into danger for complete strangers without a second thought. But that wasn't a weakness. It was exactly what made them terrifying. The armor sang in his mind, and Marcus smiled. He had come to Viridian Station for a simple cargo exchange. He was leaving as something else entirely.